Everyone loves an underdog, but nothing beats the pure satisfaction of a seemingly weak main character suddenly revealing absolute, unstoppable, and god-tier power. Let's begin. Kicking off our list at number 10, the Eminence in Shadow. Sid Kaganu obsesses over becoming a mastermind who manipulates events from the shadows. After dying and reincarnating into a magical world, he establishes Shadow Garden to fight a cult he completely fabricated. However, his imaginary enemies are entirely real, throwing his secret organization into massive world-altering supernatural conflicts almost immediately. This show is an absolute masterclass in hilarious misunderstandings, combined with breathtakingly gorgeous animation. Sid's total delusion creates endless comedic gold, yet the studio delivers incredibly hype action sequences that rival serious shonen. It perfectly balances edgy aesthetics with parody, making it an insanely entertaining watch from start to finish. Moving down the rankings to number 9, Classroom of the Elite. Kiyotaka Ayanokuji enrolls at an elite Tokyo high school where students enjoy ultimate freedom but are ruthlessly ranked by merit. Placed in the lowest tier, Class D, Kiyotaka portrays himself as entirely average. Behind this dull facade lies a calculating, brilliant sociopath who secretly orchestrates events to elevate his class. Ayanokuji is the undisputed king of psychological manipulation. The brilliance here is entirely mental. Watching him outsmart arrogant geniuses while maintaining a perfectly blank expression never gets old. The series constantly keeps you guessing, twisting typical high school drama into a high-stakes game of intense chess between incredibly deceptive teenagers. Sliding into the next spot at number 8, the Irregular at Magic High School. Magic is a formalized technology taught in specialized academies. Siblings Tatsuya and Miyuki Shiba enroll at First High School. While Miyuki is hailed as a magical prodigy, Tatsuya is labeled an inept weed due to his poor standardized test scores. However, Tatsuya possesses unique, highly classified, and devastating combat abilities. Tatsuya practically defines the deadpan powerhouse trope. The satisfaction comes from watching arrogant elites hopelessly try to humiliate him, only to be completely dismantled by his unorthodox magic engineering. The intricate sci-fi approach to spellcasting feels refreshing, giving the action scenes a remarkably tactical, clean, and satisfyingly brutal visual flair. Blasting our expectations away at number 7, Mob Psycho 100. Shigeo Kageyama, nicknamed Mob, looks like an incredibly ordinary and unremarkable middle schooler. In reality, he is an extraordinarily powerful esper. Fearing his psychic abilities could harm others, he constantly suppresses his emotions. Mob works under a fraudulent exorcist, desperately trying to live a normal life while avoiding supernatural threats. Studio Bones absolutely flexes its animation muscles here, delivering mind-bending visual spectacles during fight scenes. But the true masterpiece is Mob's profound character growth. Unlike most overpowered protagonists, he rejects his godlike strength, seeking genuine self-improvement instead. It is a stunning, emotionally resonant journey wrapped in chaotic, psychedelic psychic warfare. Rolling right along into number 6, That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. A mundane corporate worker is fatally stabbed and reincarnates in a magical realm as a seemingly pathetic blind slime. Renamed Rimuru Tempest, he soon discovers his unique skill allows him to devour anything and absorb its abilities. He rapidly accumulates immense power, eventually seeking to construct a unified monster utopia. This anime completely revolutionizes the standard Isekai formula through incredible world-building and politics. Rimuru's wholesome personality brilliantly masks his terrifying, continent-destroying capabilities. Enemies constantly underestimate this bouncy blue blob, leading to tremendously satisfying beatdowns. The show perfectly balances relaxing town management with epic, high-stakes magical warfare and excellent political diplomacy. Breaking into our top 5 at number 5, Overlord. When a popular virtual reality game shuts down, veteran player Momanga refuses to log out. He suddenly finds himself trapped as his skeletal avatar, Ain's Owal Gown. The non-playable characters have gained sentience. Realizing his immense strength, Ainz conceals his true power while cautiously investigating this mysterious new fantasy realm. Watching a supremely paranoid skeletal overlord accidentally conquer nations is delightfully entertaining. The show flips the script by making the protagonist the ultimate villain of the world. Ain's internal panics heavily contrast his imposing, godly outward persona, creating a highly addictive blend of dark fantasy cruelty and incredible dark comedy. Unleashing massive destruction at number 4, Wise Man's Grandchild. After dying in a modern accident, Shin is reincarnated as an infant in a magical kingdom. Raised in isolation by legendary heroes, he masters incredible magic using his modern scientific knowledge. However, his grandparents completely forgot to teach him basic common sense, leaving him hopelessly clueless about everyday social norms. This series is pure, unapologetic junk food anime, and I absolutely adore it. Shin continuously shatters the world's established magical limits by simply applying high school physics to spells, leaving everyone utterly speechless. It embraces the overpowered trope completely, delivering flashy explosions, hilarious reactions, and a surprisingly sweet core romance. Asserting absolute dominance at number 3, the Misfit of Demon King Academy, Anos Voldagoad, the legendary Demon King of Tyranny, reincarnates 2,000 years into the future. He enrolls at a prestigious academy designed to locate his reincarnated soul. Surprisingly, history has been rewritten, and his magic is deemed inadequate. Branded an outcast misfit, Anos must prove his true, terrifyingly supreme identity. Anos brings an utterly staggering level of confidence that demands pure respect. He literally defeats enemies with his heartbeat. The animation is incredibly sharp, and the sheer audacity of his flexes never stops being entertaining. It is a wildly fun power trip, starring an unapologetic badass who defies reality itself. Securing the runner-up position at number 2, Isekai Cheat Magician. Ordinary teenagers, Taichi and Rin, are suddenly enveloped in a blinding light and transported to a dangerous realm of swords and sorcery. To survive, they seek guild evaluation. They shockingly discover both possess monstrous, unquantifiable magical reservoirs. Choosing to hide their maximum potential, they embark on standard adventurer guild quests. While it relies heavily on established tropes, this series expertly scratches that classic power fantasy itch. Watching these unassuming high schoolers casually unleash devastating cataclysmic spells against arrogant bandits and giant monsters feels incredibly rewarding. It delivers straightforward, popcorn-munching entertainment fueled by flashy elemental magic and highly satisfying enemy destructions. And finally, reigning supreme at number 1, Arifureta, from commonplace to world's strongest. Hajime Nagumo and his entire class are summoned to save a fantasy world. Unlike his highly gifted peers, Hajime receives a pathetically weak transmutation skill. Betrayed and violently cast into a lethal abyssal dungeon, he brutally adapts. He consumes monster flesh, weaponizes his weak magic, and becomes an unstoppable anti-hero. Hajime undergoes the absolute best zero-to-hero transformation in modern anime. The sheer intensity of his survival arc creates an incredibly dark, gripping narrative. When he finally reunites with his classmates, casually brandishing modern firearms against magical beasts, the payoff is legendary. It is simply the ultimate edgy power fantasy masterpiece. Watching arrogant villains suddenly realize they challenged a hidden god never loses its incredible appeal. This ranks our absolute favorite undercover powerhouses dominating the anime landscape. Which deceptively strong protagonist impressed you the most? Share your personal ranked favorites down in the comments section right now.